Hey guys, welcome back to the Horror Lounge. It's been a little while since we've been here. We had to skip last week, but that's all right. We're here at Super News Live. We're starting off with a new segment, which is already a personal favorite of mine, called Slash on Dash. My name's Dre.
And I'm Dash.
And we're gonna do a bullet hole in his forehead.
Yeah, so that lovely little trick is in honor of one of the kings of indie, of low-budget horror in the past couple of years, that being Jason Blum and his Blumhouse company. They're responsible for so many hits. We're talking about Insidious, we're talking about The Purge, Get Out. This particular doohickey is inspired by The Purge. You know, lots of gunshot wounds, lots of people getting shot, injured, maimed, killed. I'm very familiar with all that, and now it's going to happen to me, so...
Finally.
Yeah, she's been waiting for this, a little too much, actually, a little too eagerly. But I'm curious about this process, you know.
Yeah, so we're going to be starting off, it's going to be a pretty simple version of a gunshot wound. I'm starting off with a 2-part silicone molding compound. So it comes in 2 parts because you don't want the silicone to already be hard. You can't mold with it at all. So it comes in a part A and a part B. You mix them together and then you have like a minute or 2 before it hardens where you can apply it onto the skin and mold it into the shape you want. So right now I'm just mixing them together now, and then you do have a pretty small window to
oh really?
Yeah, to form it, but it's pretty simple.
Pressure is on.
The pressure's on.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this product is called Third Degree, by the way. For any of you makeup fiends out there, you'll already be familiar with this. So you do equal parts A and B, mix them together, and they will become, here, I can hold this up actually.
Yeah, let's take a look.
So it's also clear right now, so I'm actually gonna add a little bit of color so that it blends onto his skin easier. So just mixing that together, 50 parts A and B right now.
Yeah, it looks about the color of my skin.
I think, that transparent, ghostly.
I think that's about right.
Yes.
Yeah, I like a lot of these products you have here. Flocking, I see flocking.
Yeah, that's actually,
what is that?
We're actually gonna go in with that next.
Okay, what does that mean?
So flocking, it's kind of like little tiny fibers, kind of feels like felt. So I have a skin tone and a red, and I'm gonna put a little bit of that into the Third Degree, and that's gonna give it a little bit more texture and dimension. It'll blend into the skin a little bit easier, make it a little more realistic.
Wow.
So I'm gonna do that right now.
I feel like I'm on the set of, you know, one of these Blumhouse movies. I'm sure they obviously go through a lot of this stuff, bloody makeup and gore effects. You know, I'm personally a huge fan of the Blumhouse brand myself. I do like the Purge movies, you know, thus this Purge-themed gunshot I'm about to receive. I would say, you know, they've had so many hits, it's hard to keep track of it. You had the Paranormal Activity franchise, you know, that's a good one.
And you can't forget Get Out also.
No, Get Out, exactly.
That was absolutely amazing.
I mean, that's probably their crowning achievement recently, considering that Jordan Peele won the Best Original Screenplay Academy Award for the film. It was nominated for Best Picture. But, you know, Jason Blum, despite having done all these horror movies, he's also got, I think he was nominated as a producer or for something for, what's it called? What's that? Whiplash. Whiplash is a Blumhouse movie.
Oh.
Shockingly, which many people were not aware of. The drumming movie with J.K. Simmons was in fact a Blumhouse movie. So the guy's
I had no idea.
Yeah, the guy's got everything going on. It's amazing. He's like a mastermind. You know. Do you have a favorite of his?
Probably Get Out.
Get Out.
Honestly, it's one of those movies you could just watch over and over again. You find new things in it all the time.
Yeah, it's true. It's so like subtle. So many layers to it. You know. And the performances are great.
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya is fantastic. Yeah, I've seen that movie like 3 times, and I could probably see it again.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it again.
That's a good one. I like the Insidious movies also, personally. The first one obviously being a classic. And some of the later ones, the third one I thought was pretty good. The most recent one, you know, they're not all as good as the next, but the first one I would say is probably my favorite Blumhouse movie overall.
Oh, wow.
So what do we have going on here? What's cooking up?
I'm gonna put this on your face.
Okay, all right.
So,
about to get applicated up in this piece.
So I've got the silicone. It's hardening a little bit. So I'm just taking a nice little scoop right here.
All right.
And I'm just gonna put it straight on your forehead.
Nice.
So the flocking gave it a little bit of a pinky flesh tone. So it's going into your skin pretty evenly.
I'm fully flocked.
Yes. So literally I'm just, here, put your...
Should I do this? There we go.
So I'm just going, kind of mounting it up in the middle and then smoothing out the sides a little bit. And another way to form it is if you put a little bit of alcohol on your finger, then you can touch this without it sticking to your own finger. So I'm just trying to blend the edges a little bit. Da, da, da.
Wow.
Then you want it to be a little bit thicker in the middle because we're going to poke a hole into it. And that'll be obviously the entrance wound to the gunshot.
Obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, from my experience, this is how the gunshot wounds usually form on my head.
Yeah. You want to go up?
Up, here we go.
Yeah.
Nice, wow. So you must have, you're pretty familiar with these. You've done a lot of gunshot wounds over your time.
Yeah, they're a fun thing. They're also, like I said, this is like a pretty quick, like easy tutorial. So they're a good thing for like any starting out makeup artist. So definitely when I was getting into it, this was always a fun one. It's a good party trick, you know? So now.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
Producing realistic gunshot wounds.
Yeah. So now I'm going to poke a hole right in the middle of everything I just did. I just have a Q-tip and I dipped it in a little bit of alcohol.
Okay.
So it doesn't stick to the silicone. And now I'm just creating a hole. Kind of just pushing the edges to like crater them up a little bit. That's already pretty gross looking.
Oh yeah. I'm already horrified to look at myself.
All right, so now that we have a pretty good little crater going on here. Let's see. Oh yeah, wow, this looks great. This is a little too perfect. I'm gonna mess this up a little bit.
Don't jinx it.
The whole thing's ruined. Okay, so so now at this point, you can't really do much until it dries, because any color or anything that you're gonna put on it is just gonna ruin the shape. Okay. But
the shape is looking great to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As far as all the gunshot wounds that I've seen, this one definitely measures up. You know, it's purge approved. I'm sure if Ethan Hawke was here right now, he would sign off on this gunshot wound.
Yeah. All right. So this is the fun part. So we just gotta wait for this part to dry. It'll just take like a minute or two.
Cool.
So
I guess you know, we can continue to chat about some of the Blumhouse empire, as it were. A lot of great movies. There's so many ones, like he's done so much that it's easy to forget some of them. You have like Sinister with Ethan Hawke from, I guess, 2012. That's another really good one. About the like crime author who moves to this house where all these murders took place, and he meets this demon named Bagul, which is a great demon name. Bagul. I mean, Bagul. You know, it's like Fazul. You know, what's it called? Gabagool.
Yeah. See, when I first heard, I thought it was Raul, and I was deeply confused when I saw the movie.
Yeah, Raul does not. That just sounds like someone's roommate.
Not very sinister. So
fucking Raul.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah, it's not the same as Bagul.
Raoul, da, 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 da.
Though by the end of the Sinister movies, and the second Sinister movie, Bagul is almost like that. He just pops up like way too casually. It's like not made a big deal of it. He's just like, hey, what's up? Like, back to scare you again, yeah. So those are pretty good. And then Happy Death Day. I don't know if you saw Happy Death Day.
Oh, I didn't, but their marketing for that movie was top notch. You could not go anywhere on any social media or any movie without seeing the commercial for that movie.
See, what was it's a fun movie and has a great conceit in terms of, you know, the sort of Groundhog Day, like slash Friday the 13th type of thing. Except in the trailer, they make a huge deal out of using 50 Cent's In the Club as her ringtone. You know, it's like every trailer started with that. In the movie, they did not get the licensing for 50 Cent's In the Club. It's just a generic like garage band loop of some like weird techno song as her ringtone. So I was disappointed by that. But otherwise, the movie is very solid. So if you haven't seen it, I would check it out. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some other good ones. There's just so many. I was looking at the Paranormal Activity franchise, of which there are, I believe, 6 movies, amazingly. And that started with a movie that had a $15,000 budget that was just shot by some guy who was like a software technician in the Valley. And it's since gone on to gross, I think, like $900 million as a franchise. So when you think about profit, that's pretty damn good. It's hard to beat.
I'm just checking it. Still got like another minute.
Okay. Yeah. Now you said you'd seen the newest one, right?
Yeah, Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare, yeah. I haven't gotten a chance to see that one yet, though I am excited.
It reminded me, it kind of had the feel of the Purge movies.
Okay.
Kind of like that feel. So you could definitely tell that it was a Blumhouse movie. But the production of it was great. The acting was great. The story was very original. I will say that. It wasn't like a game that's possessed.
Right.
Like, I don't really think that I had like seen a movie that was like that before. So it was like a pretty interesting plot and whatnot.
Yeah, it seemed unique.
Yeah.
And they all have those weird, creepy smiles, which you said is explained in the movie.
Although,
I mean, I was wondering about that from the marketing materials because everyone has those like creepy, extended smiles, of which Law did a great impression on our last episode. So maybe we can get him back to do that again at some point. But yeah, I don't know. That was the thing that stuck out to me the most from the trailers.
Yeah, it has an explanation in the movie. Yeah, definitely when I was going into it, I was like, so like, what's with the smiles?
Yeah, what's the deal with those smiles?
Why is it called Liquefy the Movie? You find out. All right, so I think we're good. This is a sealing spray that I have taken the nozzle off because I don't want to spray it all over your face.
That would be
And I'm putting it onto a stippled sponge.
Okay.
The stippling just gives it a little texture and makes it not so blunt, so I'm not just like stabbing the thing I just did. So just lightly put the setting spray on there. So this just gives something for the color to stick onto. Because otherwise the silicone is like pretty slick. So there's not really anything for it to grab onto once I'm putting it on. So there we go with that. Kind of let that dry a little bit. It'll take like 2 seconds.
Nice.
Yes.
I need my
All right, so
cue-card
now,
fan on deck.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so now to give this a little bit of depth, we're gonna be coloring it now. So I'm gonna go in with some black just to give it that real depth. Let's turn this a little bit. There we go.
It's almost like the charred flesh around the rim of the bullet hole.
It'll just give it like that depth and like I'm putting it on the inside, so it'll make it look like it's deeper than it's actually going, since it's just, I mean, right now, literally.
It's just a flesh wound.
It's just a flesh wound. So the black's just gonna give it a little bit of depth for the blood and the red and all that to go on top of. And I'm just using a Ben Nye cream color for this. And doing it on the edges just a little bit.
So you would say for like different types of wounds and injuries, there's different types of makeup that are applicable.
Yeah, I actually was going to mention, like, you can do the same thing with, it's a less expensive option and it's arguably a little easier to work with. It's called scar wax. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of that also. The only difference is scar wax doesn't ever dry completely. It has a pretty good structure on its own, so you can walk around and like do it and it won't like fall off of you, but it definitely doesn't last as long. It doesn't harden like the silicone compound 3rd degree does.
Okay.
And that one's easy. Like you could just like roll it out, do a circle, and then kind of like blend the edges with your finger. That one's a really easy one. But
awesome.
yeah.
Very exciting.
That one, and you can get that kind of stuff at like Halloween stores and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah. All right, so now that we put the black on, I'm gonna do a little bit of red just around the edges.
Some more flocking?
Nah, no more flocking.
We're done with flocking?
We're done with the flocking.
Man, what the flock?
Get rid of that. Get out of here. What the flock. So I'm going in with a little bit of red Bentonite grease paint. The grease paint's a little bit more blendable, just in my experience. I like it.
Okay.
So we can go, I'm going around the outside of the lip that I created, just giving it a little like distressed redness, like, you know, like you just got shot.
Right, of course.
Your skin would probably turn a little bit red.
As one does.
Yeah. So, do a little redness, little.
My mom would be so proud.
Your chin up for me. That irritation, gotta get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I must say, this is looking.
Oh, it's looking great so far.
Looking pretty creepy.
I unbelievably look like I've been shot, which is sort of disconcerting, but also cool.
All right.
Yeah, that irritation. Gunshot wounds, not great for the skin. Apparently.
No, would not recommend.
Need some moisturizer, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's some weird face masks out there. Gunshot wounds, probably.
Gunshot wounds, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like those charcoal face masks, except concentrated into your forehead.
Except gunpowder.
Yeah, you're dead.
Except you're dead.
You're dead. You're immediately dead.
All right, I'm gonna use a little bit of that red on the inside as well. Ooh, this is gross. Man.
Always what I like to hear while on camera.
Oh yeah.
This is disgusting.
Wow, you look horrid. Whoa. So let's talk blood. I love talking blood. So what I'm going to use for the inside of the wound is a product called Bentonite Thick Blood, and it kind of looks like a hardened jelly, like a jelly you've kind of left out too long. There's you know, you got, it's real thick. Oh wow, yeah, this is just
it's like some like donut jelly.
Yeah, it's really thick like that.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then, so I'm gonna use this on the inside of the wound, but then I'm gonna also splatter some blood around it just for, you know, effect.
Nice.
And then this one is just like your like run-of-the-mill fake blood. You can kind of get this at, you know, any Halloween store.
Oh, is that the flavored one?
No, this is not the flavored one.
Okay.
There is also, if we wanted to talk different types of blood, there is flavored blood as well, which Bentonite makes, and that's one that you can actually put in your mouth. I think it comes in mint flavor.
That's the one.
Personally, when I ever use that, I actually mix a little bit of coffee in with it because it darkens the color, and then you kind of have like a mint mocha kind of taste. It's really good.
Sounds good.
It darkens the flavor a little bit, makes it a little, that particular blood on its own is a little bit too bright of a red for me.
Yeah.
So mixing the coffee in with it is
that's a good strategy.
Yeah, it's like, it's cool. It's interesting when I like don't tell people what the flavor is and I'm like, here, put this in your mouth, and they're like, wow, this is delightful. And they have like blood in their mouth. So
yeah, I always like that mint. I mean, you know, I'm big into mint flavored things. I like mint chip ice cream and all that stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that definitely appeals to me. I'm gonna just start drinking fake blood.
Yes.
Based on your recommendation.
I wouldn't say I recommend that, but you can do
for,
whatever you want.
For legal reasons, we don't recommend that.
You're an adult. Do whatever you want,
I'm just going to do that, but I wouldn't recommend anyone else do it.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm just taking a Q-tip and I'm going to take some of this thick blood. This actually, I'm going to put a little alcohol in this. This is looking real thick. So I'm just trying to thin it out a little bit. There we go. But if we want to talk even more fake blood.
Yes, please.
Two easiest ways, I'm sure a couple of you guys know. Wow, this is just, I'm gonna have to go in with my fingers.
Okay.
Easiest way to make fake blood, clear corn syrup and food coloring. Obviously, that's like, everybody kind of knows that one.
Right.
That's one where you can put it on your skin, it's totally fine. It could stain your clothes a little bit, can kind of stain your skin sometimes because the food coloring is pretty intense. So another one that people don't actually know that is arguably easier than that, and it washes out of everything, is, drum roll in my head, clear dish soap and food coloring. So the dish soap obviously makes it so you can wash it out of anything. So you can get it on your clothes, get it on your skin. You just don't want it around your eyes and your mouth because obviously it's dish soap. But that's another really easy one, especially if you need big amounts. The dish soap is relatively inexpensive. So fun fact, Dre's fun fact of the day about blood.
You've had multiple fun facts.
Have I? Oh, wow. So I'm just getting this thick blood in here, and it's just being real thick. So I'm working with it.
We do what we can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's just pour the black in there. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with this blood.
So we by the way, we do have a question handy coming in from the comments, flying in from the comments. They're wondering whether this could be used like a prosthetic upon drying, as in could it be, I guess, removed and then reapplied?
Oh, that is a good question. These ones can't really. Sometimes they do peel off all in one piece, but they're not going to be sticky or anything, and glues and stuff don't stick to silicone too well. So this is kind of a one-time use, one-go type situation.
Got it.
Yeah, but it is very effective. To get these, I didn't do it with you just because like we don't need this to last all day.
No.
To get this type of effect to stay even longer, there are kind of liquid substances that are called like third-degree like stick, and you can put a little bit of that on the skin before you put the third degree on, which is what I used to build this wound. It'll make this stick to your skin, and it'll elongate its life even longer.
Awesome.
But we didn't use that because we don't need this to last all day. But that's just.
I mean, we could. But.
Yeah, we could. Want to go home?
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
You know. Could do some pranks with this.
Yeah. So yeah, this little last part is gonna be the fun part. Yeah. So this is the liquidy fake blood.
Ooze.
Yeah. Ooh, this is nice. So I'm just gonna put this right up in there.
All right.
Oh, man, I love me some fake blood.
Get that wound bloody.
So I'm just gonna build it up so it kind of drips. So it has like a little drip on its own.
That's awesome. Oh, this is great.
Oh man. Sorry, I'm fat. I love watching it drip. It's so fun. Look at
I'm
that.
like hypnotized by this drip.
That's so gross. Okay, I don't want it to go into your eyes though. So
I mean,
there.
I'll take one for the team.
Okay, so what we're also gonna do, I'm gonna test this out on my hand first. So this is called, you know, I forgot what it's called, but it's pretty much a toothbrush.
That's what it looks like.
You could literally use a toothbrush for this as well.
It's like a horse toothbrush.
Yeah. But this is specifically for splattering or feckling? Why do I forget
I love
this word?
these words.
It sounds like freckling. I can't remember what the word is.
Yeah.
Speckling, possibly.
Flocking and speckling.
Flocking,
I love
speckling,
it.
all kinds of terms. So you just dip this into whatever liquid you're trying to kind of like it's pretty much splattering. You dip it in and then you just use your thumb to kind of like spray it on. I'm gonna test it. This blood's a little bit thick, so I wanna see if it works. I'm just gonna test it on the back of my hand first. So, let's see. It's a little thick for this, so that's okay, because Dre comes prepared.
Oh.
I'm gonna use alcohol paint instead.
Nice.
So alcohol paint, it comes in pure pigments in a palette, which I will show you in just a second.
Pure pigments. Oh, I see.
Like this. So these are alcohol based, so you can dip into them and touch somebody's face and stuff, because it's like 100% sanitary, because it's literally 99% alcohol you're using.
Okay.
The 99% alcohol also makes it last a lot longer, and it makes it waterproof, which is cool.
That is interesting.
The only thing about these is they're extremely transparent, so they're very buildable, good for very realistic wounds, really great for bruising and stuff like that. So I'm gonna use this to fleckle some red color around, just to give it a kind of more gunshot woundy type look. So I'm just spraying some 99% alcohol into the red and a little bit into this dark brown and a little into the blue.
Bring on the fleckling.
So just mixing that up, and you can see that there's some color there now. So it's kind of like watercolors, but with alcohol. So
everything's better with alcohol.
It's true. Just kidding.
No, that's not true.
In makeup it is.
In makeup
because it makes things
in life, it's usually not.
Okay, so we got some good, nice red. I'm mixing a little bit of blue because we all know that blood is not just one color. It has dimension to it. So mixing a little bit of blue in there. Kind of make a red purpley color, and then I'm gonna mix in some of this dark brown color. All right, and then to make this more, I'm gonna add some more alcohol in. Gee willikers, look at that. Got a nice bloody color.
Wow, yes, that is
wonderfully
bloody. And I'm feeling this drip, this slow.
So I'm gonna dip the
it's kind of nice, actually.
Toothbrush into here, and now you can see that it's fleckling like that. Awesome. I know this doesn't look like much, but it'll look cool on the wound.
So it's the little things that count.
Yeah, it's all about the details, with especially like wounds and injury type makeups.
Yes.
So I'm gonna get a little bit more of this color in.
This is almost like a spa treatment. I'm actually kind of finding this kind of relaxing. This like slow drip of blood down the bridge of my
open a new. I'm gonna do a new business venture called the Injury Spa, where you can just come in and get injured.
It's like the opposite of physical therapy.
All right, so just trying to get a little bit more of this red color. Test this out. There we go. That's looking good. All right. Close your eyes, Dash.
All right, eyes closed.
Actually, you should take your glasses off.
Okay, that's a good idea. Now my eyes are closed.
Okay. And I'm just going to fleckle this around the wound. Fleckle? I really think it's the word fleckle.
I like that word, so even if it's not, keep going with it.
So you see, it's giving it a little bit more dimension. I'm going to do a tiny bit more because...
Jeez, scared myself right there. Wow.
I like doing a lot. All right, close your eyes again. Close your eyes more. All right, gonna get a little bit more of that blood in there. So there can never be enough. And wow. We're done. If you want to get your, can you see it? You can put your glasses on at this point. Yeah,
I gotta get a closer look at this wound here. Oh wow, that looks amazing. Yeah. What an awesome job. Let me just applaud. I applaud you.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was fantastic. Wow.
So, Can I get some pictures up in here? Yes.
There we go.
Wow, that looks great. I'm looking on the
Some
monitor
extra
over here.
definition on that.
Yes.
That is super cool. Wow.
If I do say so myself.
Awesome.
I'm gonna get some of this paint off me.
Great job.
Yeah,
was
that concludes our first installment of our new segment, Slash on Dash. Why don't you use hashtag Slash on Dash in the comments if you guys like this segment and you want to see more. Please do it. I love doing this.
Definitely do it.
Yeah, so I think, can we throw it on over to the halftime show now? Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. And we'll see you guys after the halftime show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Super News Live halftime show. I'm Dave.
I am Marco.
And we are learning a lot today. We know what fleckling is now. We understand how bullet holes work. Thank you to Dre and Dash for that great segment.
Yeah.
I look forward to it each and every Thursday now. But it is time for your horror news, and we have 4 great news headlines to talk about. Let's get right into it, Marco. Lots to cover. Obviously, today we're talking all about Blumhouse, and they dropped a heck of a tweet today. When they tweeted this, they said, in 6 months, Michael Myers returns. Hashtag Halloween movie. Quite a tweet, and they released the first look poster, which we saw. Obviously not revealing too much other than just the fact that Michael Myers is back.
In 6 months.
He looked a little dirty.
Yeah.
You know, the mask looks a little bit on the dirtier side,
Yeah.
so who knows, maybe he's resurrected from the ground.
It looks cool. I think the mask, it's evolved in a way.
That is true, yes.
From our first time seeing it in the first Halloween till now, he looks very weathered.
Yeah.
I like how it makes it look like an older individual, even though,
Agreed.
realistically, a mask probably shouldn't age, like along with, you know,
No,
your
I
face.
bet it does. It also looks a little more form-fitting,
Yeah.
and it's like a new take on it. I'm really excited to see what a production company like Blumhouse does with an epic, iconic movie like Halloween.
Exactly, and we're getting the return
Yeah.
of Jamie Lynn Curtis.
Yeah.
Scream Queen herself.
Ooh.
She's coming back. I think the last one that she was in the early 2000s.
Yeah, might have been, what's his name? Josh Hartnett days.
Yeah.
That's how far back we went.
Yeah.
I believe was LL Cool J in that one? I think he was. God bless him. All right.
Halloween has definitely been through the horror ringer, as to say.
Yes.
You know, the longer you go through it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different iterations.
Actually, maybe
there.
that's why his mask looks so withered, because he has been through so many different films.
Yeah. He's just like an old person now. Like, really?
I'm ready to get it. But actually, I just read a quote recently that said Jason Blum has seen the first cut of the movie,
right.
and he was really jazzed about it. So
Yeah.
obviously, high praise from him, from the man himself.
Yeah, totally.
So that
Something to be
means,
excited about.
Yeah, so it should be pretty excited. Something I'm really excited about, because Marco, I'm a huge Princess Bride fan.
Ooh.
One of my top 5 favorite movies. One of my other top 5 favorite movies, Robin Hood Men in Tights. What do those two have in common? Cary Elwes. And guess what? He has just been rumored to be cast in the next season of Stranger Things, which I think is a great thing. I want to let you guys comment below if you're excited about this news. Of course, it's going to be season 3. He is rumored to be cast as the mayor, which I can totally see him as, and he is described as a handsome, check, slick, check, and sleazy, check, your classic 80s politician. I'm excited about that. I think he's gonna nail that.
I think it's gonna be really cool to see him in that role. It's funny to kind of switch that mindset for me as a man of the Renaissance and the 15th century.
You see him in a lot of tights.
Yeah, see him in a lot of like he's sword fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe sword fighting isn't a thing in that small little town in Indiana.
Yes.
But we'll see how he fares as a politician.
Yeah, well, I'm excited because I also, I'm a fan of the movie Liar Liar, which he kind of plays like that totally clueless stepdad. He's like kind of got like a tinge of like, I don't really trust this guy. So I could absolutely see him as like a sleazy 80s politician guy. And of course, we've all seen him plead for his life in the original Saw. So he is familiar with the genre at least. I mean, this is pretty big.
Yeah.
I mean, Stranger Things, when it first came out, I mean, obviously Winona Ryder is a name, but they've really done well at picking out like these like obscure actors and thrusting them into stardom. So it's cool to see them go out and get someone like Cary Elwes. And also joining the cast is a local journalist named Bruce, that's the character, to be played by Jake Busey. And Bruce is described as having questionable morals and a sick sense of humor, which basically means he's just gonna be playing his father, Gary Busey, right? That's That's basically described.
Like, hey, do you want to play this
questionable
person?
morals, sick sense of humor? Sounds like Gary.
And then he was basically like, "Oh, you mean my dad?
Yeah,
like,
my dad.
I've lived with him. He is my dad. I think I can play that role."
Yeah. So
I kind of like how they're doing the whole. They're not only doing the throwbacks in the show itself, they're doing the throwbacks by bringing like certain actors that were in throwback things.
Yeah, throwback things and like those really great 80s tropes characters. You know, like the 80s politician, the naive journalist that you just can't trust. So already we know there's going to be some politics involved in Stranger Things Season 3. Moving on to our next topic, Marco, our next big headline was casting related as well. It too. All right.
Ooh.
We're already jazzed about this. Jessica Chastain. They locked her in, but then it was reported that according to the Hollywood Reporter, James McAvoy, Professor X, and funny man Bill Hader have both entered negotiations to appear in the sequel. That means James McAvoy would be playing Bill Denbrough, who is the unofficial leader of the group, and then Hader would take on Finn Wolfhard's role. Speaking of Stranger Things.
A little segue there. Unplanned, but also probably planned segue.
Kind of planned. We'll see. We got a good producer. So I think that's kind of cool. I think this is good casting. I think Bill Hader as the comic relief in It Too, he'll nail that. James McAvoy is an incredible actor. And I'm excited. This is great casting news.
I kind of see it from their perspective that they're like, it came out, it killed it at the box office, and they want to be in it. They were like,
juice it up.
Yeah, they're like, that looks good. I want to be attached to this franchise. I think it's a good step. James McAvoy has sort of done, I don't want to say like super crazy horror, but he was also in Split, which is a Blumhouse film.
There you go.
But he has that sort of acting chop for that genre.
He's got a tinge of crazy back there. You can see it in his eyes. He's got a tinge of crazy, which I like about McAvoy.
Tiny bit.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I think this is great casting news. It Too, obviously we're all stoked on that. Now the cast is getting into place. I'm sure more news will come out, and when it does, me and Marco will be here to comment on it. So make sure you keep commenting below if you're down with this casting news or not. Moving on to our last topic, we've got to talk about what's currently happening. There's a lot of films, but one of them is already out in theaters and absolutely crushing it. It is Shh. So what I was saying was that A Quiet Place is crushing the box office right now. In its third weekend, Paramount's A Quiet Place is expected to earn between 20 to 25 mil, racking it in, which would be an impressive holdover for the horror film, because it has made $1.26 million at the domestic box office, making it one of the fastest horror titles to pass the 100 mil mark. Now, Marco, you've seen the film. I want to know, is this deserving?
I think it's definitely 100% deserved. We see Emily Blunt, we see John Krasinski playing the father and wife role. And
using that real chemistry.
Yeah, that real chemistry. I really enjoy films that have not only small quirks where they do have to be quiet, but also the smaller quirks where this is like a single location, it's in a single town. So it sort of like makes it feel sort of small, but then everything else around it makes it feel quite big. So I think that's why I really enjoy it. John Krasinski doing his little office facial gestures in silence. It's great to see him use that experience. Who would have known that his office, 9 years of seasons
Yeah.
would have allowed him to make this movie right now.
Now they use like real sign language in the film,
Yeah,
right? And I heard that the
that's
actors
true.
had to go through extensive sign language training. And,
Yeah.
and I saw on the red carpet that there's their sign language instructor was saying that like they picked it up really well. Like he never had to correct them.
I think that's what I enjoyed about it. I believe I was listening into some sort of interview that John Krasinski really wanted to portray the daughter in the film as deaf so that they could represent that community. It also plays into
Really
a
cool.
sort of like plot part of the entire film. It's really cool to bring in much more diversity than we are, I guess, used to, which
Right.
is a disability in this case, which is it's awesome.
Fair enough. Marco, without speaking, how many stars do you give it out of 5? Oh, a 5-star review. Even I knew he was telling me that. So make sure to check out Quiet Places in theaters right now. Obviously, a movie that we're all jazzed about, and also Truth or Dare is out there as well.
That's right,
still.
Truth
You
or
gotta
Dare.
see Truth or Dare. It's another one of our favorite picks right now. But now the time has come to see one of our Super News Live favorite videos of the week. For all you horror fans, you're thinking, how many movies are out there that were based on real life? Oh, well, guess what? We have the answer to that. It is our own Caitlin letting you know the 5 horror movies that you had no idea that were based on real life. Let's check out that video, and when we come back, it'll be Dash and Dre with
Wheel of Death. Wheel
Joe was
of
doing
Death.
it. See, you
everybody.
got it. He got it. He got
It's
it.
good.
Nice.
It's good.
We're
It's
coming
all
back with
exciting.
the Wheel of Death. Enjoy the video, and they'll be right back with Dre and Dash.
Hi Super News fam, I'm Caitlin and I have something super horrifying for you today. Yes, I'm dressed as Wednesday Addams right now because I'm that much of a horror nerd. Today I'm breaking down my 5 favorite horror films that are based on the most legendary true life stories. Want to scream? Keep watching. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is about a real-life serial killer, Ed Gein. Ed ravaged his hometown of Plainfield, Wisconsin in the 50s by digging up over a dozen corpses and making objects out of their bodies. What a time to be dead. He took it a step further and shot 2 people to death and butchered their bodies like
Beef sides.
What better way to remember him than by making his life into a major motion picture, right? The Amityville Horror Story, now franchise, is based on a horrifying tape recordings of the Lutz family recounts of their beloved haunted home. In 1975, the Lutz family moved into what they thought would be the first and last home to find out that the original homeowner, Robert DeFeo, had killed his entire family within its walls. Bold move, Lutz family. While having the house blessed by a local priest, it became apparent that this was no ordinary craftsman home. The priest began hearing voices and having major side effects from spirits. #GBless. The family began seeing and hearing things from the children who had been killed. After a short 28 days, the family could no longer hang with the paranormal activities and had to flee their home and all of their possessions. I wonder if that property's up for rent. Let's turn it up a notch. The actual story of The Conjuring is scarier than the horror movie itself. Ed and Lorraine Warren moved into a home in Harrisville, Rhode Island in the winter of 1970. Lorraine, supposedly a clairvoyant woman who was in tune with her predictions, began to feel the presence of supernatural force around her house. To try to get to the bottom of what's happening in the house, Lorraine conducted a seance that left her daughter Caroline possessed. Whoops. There is photographic evidence that a possession occurred, and diving into the history of the home reveals that an alleged witch used to live there. Up next is Wes Craven's terrifying Nightmare on Elm Street, a movie about my ex-boyfriend Freddie Daris, who haunts teenage nightmares and kills them in their sleep. The story is based off of a group of refugees who fled communist-led Laos in 1975. Fearing for their lives, 18 of these refugees fled to Minnesota and California for safety. Little did they know you can't escape from nightmares. In completely strange land and limited knowledge of the English language, they were allegedly fraught with anxiety and fears of the new surroundings. So much so that some of them reported going to the doctor with imaginary diseases and afflictions. Before long, all 18 died, in what would only be described by medical professionals as sudden unexpected death syndrome, where people have such horrific dreams they die from fear-induced panic attacks. Classic Freddy. The disturbing events from The Strangers hits close to home as director Brian Bertino uses a childhood incident as one of the sources of inspiration for his movie. The filmmaker described an event where 2 strangers knocked on his door while he was home alone. Like in the movie, the strangers asked for someone that did not live there.
Is Tamara here?
No. No, you got the wrong house.
You sure?
Yeah.
Bertino later found out that these people were responsible for a series of violent break-ins and robberies. Another source of inspiration was Charles Manson and his cult followers, a few friends of mine. Manson and his followers are notoriously known for the Tate murders, in which then the 8-month pregnant actress Sharon Tate was ceremoniously tortured and murdered along with her 3 friends that were visiting in Los Angeles. Talk about a killer party. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and follow Super News for everything that will scare the out of you.
Hello and welcome back to the Horror Lounge. I'm Dash, and as you can see, I've received a gunshot wound to the head.
I did it.
Yes.
And I'm Dre.
And she did an incredible job, in case you haven't noticed. This thing is incredibly realistic. I looked at myself in the mirror just now and was frightened by what I saw more than usual. So that was pretty awesome. A lot of cool horror news also that we just heard about. You know, The Quiet Place killing it at the box office. Have you seen it?
It was so good. Yeah, did you?
Oh, it was so good. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, the performances were great. As Dave was mentioning, the chemistry between Krasinski and Blunt was off the charts.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, the child actors in that were absolutely amazing too. And I thought it was such a unique kind of structure for a movie. Like, obviously, movies with barely any dialogue. You know, one would think like, oh, how would that be interesting? But it was just because visually in the story were like so deep. I don't know the word, but it's kind of funny because it's like, oh, silent films used to be what everybody did.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like bringing it back, but like
in a new way,
modernizing
it.
It was
cool.
cool.
Very original and inventive, which I'm always happy to see. You know, it wasn't like a sequel or a remake or anything like that. It was completely original. So kudos to everyone involved. Awesome, very good stuff. I hope to see more in the near future. But for now, I think we're going to jump into this, you know, our favorite little game here, the Wheel of Death.
Wheel of Death.
Should we go over some of the categories here?
Yeah, so we got up at the top now. We actually implemented your segment deep cut into there. So if we land on that, you'll get to do your thing.
Go on my spiel.
If we don't land on it, well, too bad.
Canceled.
You know, canceled. Then we have a couple different Blumhouse movies around here. So if we land on any of those, we have a card that goes along with each of those.
That's exactly it. We're celebrating Blumhouse today. As you see, they have a crazy roster of films, and each one of them is going to, you know, tie into a different question or a different message. So that'll be fun. Then what else we have? We have the death scene, where we recreate a famous death scene from a horror movie, which is probably among my favorite categories, although I think you're better at it than I am.
And then we have the fan favorite Truth or Scare, which is always a fun one. So many puns. I love it.
Very
so many puns
pun heavy
on this show. It's great.
Very pun heavy show.
Yeah. And then, as always, on every episode, we have a different character being killed in the middle of the Wheel of Death.
Yes.
So we've got a mask from The Purge in here.
No, I think this is the Happy Death Day.
Oh no, this is the
Baby
Happy Death
Killer,
Day one.
I believe. Correct? Yes. Happy Death Day Baby Tooth Killer. Great mask, by the way.
It's creepy.
Weird 1, 2. Yeah, it's disturbing. It's very disturbing. It's like the baby from Roger Rabbit. Have you seen that? Anyway.
Oh, we got last one. If we land on the little person here, that means that it's the person who lands on it. It's their choice.
Their choice. That's right.
What they get to do.
Okay, awesome. Should we? You want to give it the first spin?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm ready.
Oh, death scene right off the bat.
Awesome.
All right. Let's see
what we got. See, I feel like I already had a death scene earlier with this gunshot. So I think they're implementing the method of your death right now. They gotta prepare it.
Yeah, they're like,
oh, there it is.
Here we go. Oh gosh.
Ooh.
Oh, anything with teeth freaks me out. Oh god. Oh no. I don't even want to look at. Sorry. I have a weird teeth thing. Don't worry about it.
You have a teeth thing?
Oh gosh.
Oh man, this one's gnarly.
Oh god.
See, I have an eye thing, so I don't like that.
Oh. Wow. What is happening? Whoa.
See, that just seems unnecessary. She already had like the. Wasn't the floss enough?
Oh
Jesus,
God!
okay.
I don't know why anything with like teeth or the mouth freak me out.
I wouldn't want this one, but you know what?
Okay.
The wheel lands where it lands.
All right. Oh gosh, this is creepy. Okay, wait. I'm gonna do it back in the light, and then I'll.
Okay.
This will be my sink. All right.
All right.
Ew, I'm like cringing thinking of it. Oh gosh. Okay. Wow. Okay. So flossing my teeth. This is my eyes disappearing like this.
That's pretty accurate. Yes. Wow. We've lost her. That was great.
I'll just stay like this the rest of the episode.
Yeah, I have this gunshot wound. You
Take it away,
have
Dad.
smashed your face on the sink. All right, here we go. Big money. Truth or scare? Okay. Truth or scare. Now you ask me, right? Yeah. Truth or scare?
I ask you.
There we go. Okay.
Always mess this up.
Okay,
You have one
yeah.
job. Wow.
Whatever.
All right.
My brain isn't working too well. I literally have a bullet in my head.
Okay. All right. The inspiration behind the box office success Insidious was based off of the movie Poltergeist.
I know the answer, but I'm going to say true.
True.
Oh, damn it. I wanted to be wrong. Now I don't get to be scared. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
That's funny. I didn't know that. Wow. What a great fact.
All right. Well, what can you do? You lose some, you win some. All right.
It's my turn.
Yes.
All right. I don't want another death.
No, that's just
We're
not.
skipping that one. Oh my God! Wow.
It's destined.
It really wants me to die. Wow, that was
That was scary.
It
Okay.
almost would not die again.
I would be a little concerned
All
about
right,
that,
we did
actually.
Pandora's.
All right.
It's gonna be a messy one. All right. Which hand do I do?
Feels like it has
I'll do
some
it
weight
with my
to
left
it.
hand. Oh gosh.
Man,
What
you're
was
getting
it?
the tough
What
ones
was
this
it
time.
last week? I forget.
Oh, it was like.
Oh, it was blood. Wasn't it just blood?
No, wasn't it? What was it? It was a sauerkraut. Sauerkraut. One of them was sauerkraut, right?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So Pandora's box is pretty self-explanatory. Put my hand in a box. I don't know what's in it. Is this the week that you guys get something live? Oh gosh.
I hope not.
Why am I crying? Oh God.
Is there actually something alive in
No,
there?
I don't. It felt like spider webs.
Spider webs. Oh man.
Wait.
This might be the week. Is there like a tarantula in there or something?
Wait, I'm like really scared.
Ooh. Backing away.
I really can't
Backing
do
away.
it. I'm like crying. I've been seeing a lot of scary movies this week. What is it?
All right.
It's like something hairy. I'm touching
Is it
hair.
really?
I don't know.
What the hell?
Maybe it's a mask with fake hair in it. Oh, okay. Okay, good. Wow, I actually started crying there.
Jeez, okay.
Oh my God.
Keep it in mind with the spider webs, by the way, guys. Definitely don't do that in the future.
Oh my God. Wow.
Wow.
Last looks, makeup check.
Okay, so it was a mask.
Okay, it was just a mask with
creepy
hair on
mask.
it.
Can we get a
Can I
get
see
a
it?
reveal? Yeah.
Oh God, that was so scary.
Oh, okay, okay.
Can you throw it to me?
It's the pig.
Oh God, this was gross because I was just feeling the hair at first and it felt like spider webs. It was
Yeah.
like the little ends.
That
and I was
hair is
like,
gross.
Absolutely not. Nope. 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 Nope.
Yeah, that hair is really nasty.
This is fine though. Look,
That's so much less scary. It's kind of cute almost.
I have myself a bay. Just a bay and a Dre hanging out. All right.
Yeah, that's
Your
okay. Here we go.
Like actually crying.
Oh yes, I get to die again. Even though I've already been shot. Okay.
Is this Happy Death Day?
This is Happy Death Day. Okay. So I guess there's multiple characters involved. I guess you're gonna be the baby tooth killer, and I'll be the lead girl.
Okay.
Okay. So
Oh, here, wait. We got
Okay, here's your weapon. All right, so I'm going to be texting.
Just wait for me. Oh man.
That was convincing.
That was good.
That was good. I don't know if that really replicates that shattered bong or whatever that was, but
is it a shattered bong?
I think it is a bong, actually.
Oh
in the
my
movie,
God.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what that is.
That was awesome.
Explain that one to me later.
All right.
I like my pig companion.
Yeah, I like that.
My companion now.
Companion. That's your.
I want to land on a movie. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Okay.
Purge.
All right. So let's find it. So each one of these, remember, is a question.
Yeah. Oh, should you?
Am I asking? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the purge. What would be your purge weapon of choice?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so this is implying that I wouldn't be like in a bunker somewhere hiding for my life, because that's exactly what I would do.
Right.
Oh man,
This is you're an active purger, killing people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, since we're in America, probably an AR-16. Am I right?
America's weapon of
topical.
choice.
Probably that, honestly.
I mean, it seems like most other killers in the purge would have automatic weapons, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, if the purge is legal in this world, we're assuming all guns are legal, probably.
Oh,
so.
true. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I would go for something like a little more like a flamethrower or something like that, or like a rocket launcher,
Ooh,
something with a big like explosive.
Didn't
quality.
Elon Musk just sell a bunch of those?
He did.
There
he
we go.
did.
So you can get them for
Boom.
I think like $4.99 on the internet.
Tesla
now.
branded flamethrower.
Tesla flamethrower
is my purge weapon of choice.
That's pretty cool. That's like original.
I love it.
Yeah. All right.
Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Pandora's box. All right.
Oh man.
Do we have something?
Wow. I
Disgusting
can't believe,
on
I really
hands?
think, I was so traumatized because I have been watching just so many scary, because
Yeah.
Quiet Place,
Yeah.
Truth or Dare came out this week,
Oh,
so I've been
good.
watching.
Oh, good. Good. When the paper towel comes into play, you know it's going to be a good one. Okay.
You're just going for it.
Oh, all right. Okay, this is a squishy one. It's almost like I had the tapioca once, so it could be a double up on the tapioca. Could be something maybe like a savory, like a Chef Boyardee situation or something. All right, I'm just gonna look at my hand. Okay. Can we get some sort of?
God.
That's disgusting. It's like.
What is it?
What
It's
is
dripping.
that?
Watch out.
It's.
What is that? It
It's-
looks like. Is it
what is that?
Is it oatmeal?
It's mashed bananas.
What?
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Wow.
That looks great.
I've been really through the ringer today when it comes to blood.
That looks great.
I'm covered in blood
to
in
remember.
all body parts.
Yeah. Remember that one for my next low budget project.
Yeah, that looked pretty convincing, honestly. Thank you. I don't know what like body part or organ that would be, but it definitely looked like
Mashed
something.
brains.
Mashed brains.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. That's a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Okay. All right.
You always get the messy
I know.
ones.
I get the messy ones, but you know what? I'm ready for it. I'm ready to handle it.
Yeah. I think I saw Nikki making that this morning.
Oh,
but
really?
I didn't know what it was for.
Well,
So,
now we know.
Thank you, Nikki.
All right, let's do it. Okay.
Luigi. All right.
Oh, are you asking it this time? Let's see.
No.
Okay, I'm
You're
asking.
doing it.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll
we're both
ask.
answering,
Okay,
yeah.
let me see here. There we go, Ouija. If you could speak to a spirit through a Ouija board, what question would you ask it?
So this is just like any spirit, like you don't know who it is.
Could be evil, could be good. You
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know.
Any question.
It's a tough one.
Oh man. Have
Doesn't
you got
know.
one? Have you got
Well,
one?
I was gonna say like it depends. I was there's the dark version, like when am I gonna die? Like what's the exact date I'm gonna die? Not that I would ask that one. That's kind of morbid. I would probably ask for like the winning Powerball numbers or something like that. I don't know if the spirit knows those things. I don't know. Is it just omniscient or is it just specifically one spirit? I don't know. That's what I would go for. Try to get some money out of it.
I would probably, I know this is really not an interesting one, but I would probably just say, like, if you're real, like, give me a sign, like flicker the lights or something like that.
To prove it first.
Because I'm like such a skeptic when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I would need like some hard evidence.
But what if that was your only question, though?
Oh,
like you
I
could
would
have then
get one.
asked for, I don't know.
You're like, oh, what if you asked like something interesting though?
Well, no, because you know, I think that would be smart as a setup because you got to prove that it's real.
Probably like how did you die? Like how and
that's
when
good.
did you die? Because it could be like thousands of years old or something.
It could be.
It could be like Cleopatra. Like,
It could be. So you don't see
know.
many spirits that are that old for some reason in movies. Usually they're from like the 1800s or something.
Yeah.
Why don't they go back further?
Yeah, and why do they always speak English?
I don't know.
So many questions. Why?
So few answers. All right, well, maybe we'll get some more answers by spinning this wheel.
You'll die.
Should I die again? No. We're done.
Well.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go, just going to tilt this around, and oh, wow. It landed on the deep cut. That's my segment, guys.
Was
oh,
that a
my
ghost?
God.
How did that happen?
So freaky.
crazy.
What are the
Wow.
odds? So, okay, in this segment, I hop in my cinematic time machine. I select a more obscure or underappreciated film from years past that might have inspired today's topic. So, since we're talking about the mad genius Jason Blum, I thought I would mention one of my favorite Blumhouse movies that maybe wasn't as much of a hit as some of the other ones, that being Mike Flanagan's movie Oculus. Now, some of you might be familiar with this as the Haunted Mirror movie. But on its surface, maybe people avoided it because the premise of a haunted mirror sounds kind of, you know, cheesy. But it's actually pretty subtle and effective. And Mike Flanagan is a really good director. He did the Gerald's Game Stephen King adaptation on Netflix recently, which you haven't seen it. I'd recommend checking it out. Basically, the movie, it follows these adult siblings, one of them played by Karen Gillan, who their parents were killed in a mysterious accident 10 years prior, and now they're struggling to rebuild their relationship. And there's this seemingly harmless antique mirror called the Lasser glass that was present during their parents' death. And they, the female, Karen Gillan, believes that this mirror is behind the tragedy in some way. And of course, over time, we reveal that the seemingly harmless reflections contain a malevolent, supernatural force that infects the mind of anyone who gazes into it. It's pretty creepy. There's a lot of cool visual gags and stuff involving the mirror. You can imagine, like, seeing these reflections that aren't really there. You know, it's also, this is a real sort of true independent movie that's in the Blumhouse model. Mike Flanagan actually raised some of the initial funds for this on Kickstarter, to give you an idea of how independent it was. So, you know, I salute anyone who's sort of hustling on that level to get their own stuff done. And that's what makes Jason Blum great, and that's what also makes this movie great. So if you haven't seen Oculus, check it out at your nearest convenience, and thus concludes my deep cut.
Nice.
Cut, done. I've been cut.
I will
Okay.
say I would die in that movie in 2 seconds because
Really?
if I'm not looking in my selfie camera, I'm looking at a mirror. Like, let's just be honest. All right.
All right.
Let's spin this one more time, and oh my gosh,
Oh,
what
what?
is that? It's the ghosts again. They keep getting us
No
to land on
way.
specific things. That's crazy.
Well, I guess it's
All
my
right.
turn to ask, right? Okay. Okay. Though it's grossed over $193 million at the box office, Paranormal Oh, no, this one's a cheat because I already answered it. Get Out
you
is the
ruined it.
only movie released in February to receive an Oscar nomination.
True?
It is false. The other film is Silent. What was that?
Wait, was that someone actually? Was that a soundbite? What was?
Wow.
Whoa.
That
okay.
was good.
I was about to say if that was somebody in the office, that would props to
I would
them.
be concerned.
Oh god.
It sounds strangely realistic.
Is a goat being slaughtered?
Yeah, I feel like they have some sort of
Jesus Christ.
it's an animal sacrifice. Is that what that bloody mush was earlier? Now I'm getting suspicious. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you
God.
so much. That is unfortunately all the time we have.
I have to let my heart rate go down now.
She's having an aneurysm, and I have a bullet wound in my head, so we need to recover. But thank you all for joining us. This has been Super News Live, and we've been delving into the works of Blumhouse. I've been your host, Dash.
And I'm Dre, and thank you guys so much for being with us, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, are you guys still watching? Oh, that's awkward. Oh, well, you should probably then tune in each and every day at noon to Super News Live. So that's tomorrow, because we're done here. So you can leave, but come back tomorrow. But leave, but come back tomorrow. I'm gonna leave. Who am I kidding? I don't have anywhere to go.